Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? So, I just figured this would be a great opportunity to make a video. I'm making a huge career transition. So I guess not huge, still going to be sales, but I'm going from selling myself and selling training to selling roofs. I just had an absolutely amazing in-person interview with Erie Homes, and begin training on the 6th. It was such a wonderful interview. They are a company that is all about giving a quality product to the customer and relationships, which I just came out of a career where 85 to 90% of my clientele was gained through relationships, building trust, being honest, being open, giving them information and teaching them so that even if they didn't go with me as a trainer, I could give them information and they could make an informed decision on the trainer that they did go with. When you build that type of trust and that relationship, they end up choosing you most of the time because you genuinely care about them. You're not just trying to get the money out of their pocket, as I always said. A lot of my clients became very good friends of mine, and I always prided myself in that. We communicated and talked and chatted about things just, besides training, which was awesome, having those relationships and doing that. I apologize, this camera's a bit off-center the way it's set up. But the interview was amazing. I just really went in there. I don't know much about roofs. I've done some roofs before, but I never learned any parts or anything. So I did study up on that a bit before going in there. But, mostly we talked about relationships and how you want to talk to people and things like that, interact with them, and not just make them feel like a customer, but like a valued person that you want to give knowledge. And you're not selling them a want. It's something that they're gonna need. It is a need. Their home is their palace, and it needs to have a good roof on it, just like it needs to have a good foundation. So you need to relate to them and listen to their wants, because their want might not be exactly what the house needs, even though it might need some pretty crazy structural things. They might, be worried about their screens or whatever, and you really need to take that into consideration, and then also guide them towards what they need, because, they need it. If they don't address it now, it's going to be an issue in the future. Or at least give them the knowledge so in the future when it is an issue, they know what they're talking about when they're seeking someone out, or they call you because they trust the knowledge you gave them, and they remember the interaction you had. When I went in there and was talking in my interview, those were the points that I was making. I also brought up some points about their company. I researched their company, as in depth as I could, while also researching roofing. But I really researched their company, how they have done in the past years, their values. They have really, really good core values, which I like. They promote from within. 99% of their management has been promoted from within, so they build managers. They don't hire them, which I really, really like, because eventually I would like to lead people. That is a goal of mine. I want to lead people at some point. So this seems like just a wonderful, wonderful career path, like a great opportunity that God has put in front of me on this new path on life I'm in with this career transitioning from personal trainer and gym owner to now a roof salesman, and I guess if you say in between there, I was a stay-at-home dad, and then also a pizza delivery guy and a door dasher. So, I'm like a I wouldn't call those careers a job, switching into a career type person. So, I just thought it'd be cool to do a little video talking about this experience, and I'm pumped, man. The energy I felt in there talking with these guys, there's a couple other dudes in there along with the fella I was with, Eric, who did my interview. Really super nice, friendly, charismatic guy. Really like it. Looked a lot like Al Borland, which was awesome, from Home Improvements. And so it was a wonderful time. Great communication. Took a little bit over an hour, and it was just good. It felt very natural. The vibes from everybody and the energy was just invigorating and inviting. It was just a set up that on the 6th I will be down in West Virginia, I believe it was, doing training and beginning my career as a roof salesman. So super excited, super excited. I think this is cool. So maybe I'll even transition this channel from, Move Better with Rob to something else about being new to sales and then being a salesman and how to communicate with people and stuff. Anything I like to teach and I like to help people. So however I can do that, and things that I get into and get passionate about, I want to teach about. So I'm going to want to teach about sales, or at least have conversations, not even teach. If you're a salesman out there, or person that wants to have conversations about that, things that I've worked that haven't, maybe you're brand new and you want someone to go on this journey with, I'm more than down to talk with anybody. Please comment on this and tell me what you're thinking and how your career's going in it, or if you're transitioning into it, how it's going and what you've come across or what you're selling. So I'm super excited to hear what you guys have to say and what you think about this career transition, and just bring the positive energy, baby. Bring the positive energy. Let's talk sales. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to y'all later.